Hi. Today I wanted to talk about the benefits that I have gotten from practicing Wim Hof Method. For those of you who don't know, Wim Hof is a person who holds a Guinness World Record for being encased in ice for about 2 hours and doing other crazy cold exposure challenges like running naked barefoot marathon in Arctic Circle or climbing Mount Everest in shorts. And his method is based on breathing, cold exposure, and a certain mindset. Um, I was actually doing cold showers since my early teenage years when at that time I was getting sick a lot. I was getting cold very often. And my father told me that it helps to condition oneself with basically cold showers. So I was trying to put cold water on my body every morning. And I remember sometimes it was so, the thought of putting yourself in cold water first thing in the morning, sometimes 6 a.m., was so traumatic to me at the beginning that I couldn't, that I sometimes spent 30 minutes in the bathroom before finally doing anything. But over time, I mean, with some conditioning and easing out of on the cold part. So first you do a warm part, do a warm shower, then you do a cold shower. Eventually, I have gotten to almost ending my shower with cold shower. Now, what was interesting, another element of Wim Hof method is breathing. And what is interesting about it is that when I did Wim Hof breathing, which is you basically take a series of deep breaths followed by retention with empty lungs, and then you repeat this process. The interesting thing about it is that every time I do it, I see the light in my third eye chakra. And I know it sounds a bit voodoo. Wow, you see the lights in the chakra. But I was actually surprised myself. I've done yoga for quite some time before, and pranayama, the breathing exercise, is part of that. And the teachers would always talk about visualizing a light coming out of your heart center or third eye. And that was always frustrating me because I was very interested what exactly should happen. Should I see a beam of light, or what exactly should I visualize? And I never had any special experience, although pranayama was an energizing exercise. When I first did my Wim Hof breathing, around second or third round, I started to see a light around here. And it was not yellow or orange, as I thought the light in any chakra center would be, but it was actually indigo. But it was very visible. I mean, it was a real. It had a real effect. Then after that, I went and searched on the internet, and I realized that indigo light is associated with third eye chakra. What Wim Hof breathing brings about as well is a profound sense of peace and balance. Whenever I'm very tired or I'm facing something super challenging, I would always do my Wim Hof breathing before it. I also do it, for example, on cross time zone flights. So your sleep is disturbed, and I find that it actually helps me adjust a little better. Another great application that is not well known is to get a quick, good rest when you are sleep deprived. So sometimes it happened that I either worked very late or just simply didn't have more than 2-3 hours of sleep over a few days. and having a 30-40 minute, which is a long session of Wim Hof breathing, would literally feel like I just had a good few hour nap. So this part is really easily available, and it has profound effects. Many friends that I told this method about and they tried, they reported things like healing faster, or having certain psychological effects like going over certain loss or certain negative or hurtful emotional experience. Going back to cold showers, unless you live in a very, very hot country, sometimes I go to Caribbean for vacation, and there is like literally no cold water anywhere there. The shower is basically room temperature, if not warmer. So it's maybe harder to do there. But if you live anywhere else, it's actually quite easy compared to, for example, other similar effect techniques like sauna. So it's something that is very easy to do, and I find that when I do a cold shower, and I try to do cold shower every day. In fact, my morning shower, I make it cold, which, by the way, speeds it up as well, because I'm in and out within 3-4 minutes, unless I challenge myself. It just gives me this like feeling of energy. I have never done this ice chamber, the cryotherapy, but I hear people saying what is similar to what I feel coming out of cold shower, that you literally feel like you can jump over the mountains. You feel energized, and interestingly enough, it resets your hormones. So you feel more balanced. Sometimes I find in this process, whether through breathing or cold showers, if you have an abundance of certain energy, like maybe you have some sadness, maybe you're tired, or opposite, maybe you have a lot of too much energy, because you exercise hard, or because you are exhilarated because everything is going well. This, you may find yourself either screaming or laughing when you do ice cold showers or Wim Hof breathing. So if you haven't done it, try it. For me, the life-changing experience was when I, after about 3 months of training, I was able to immerse myself in ice cold water. I kept a big water bathtub-like container in my yard, and the temperature outside was minus 15 centigrade Celsius, which is about 5 degrees Fahrenheit. And after 30-40 minute preparation, breathing and stretching, the asanas, I was able to easily withstand 10 minutes in the ice cold water. And before I actually went into the water, before I started my preparation, there was basically this thick sheet of ice on in the container, so I had to remove it. Then I went through my 30-40 minute exercise, preparation, and by the time I was getting in there into the ice cold water, it was already covered with like a very thin sheet of ice. And there is something very primal in this. You connect with the things that are deep within you, and especially you get this sense of inner strength. There are some challenges that I still have. My limbs, my palms, and my feet are still cold, so I'm not exactly doing barefoot snow runs, although I've tried it one time. But I do see, as I with every winter, with every period of exposing myself, I feel this is actually getting better, and I feel I have more circulation in my extremities, which results in, for example, I think faster recovery. And I believe also, even though I'm not getting younger, my flexibility is getting better as well. So this is one of the great tools that I think you should experiment with if you haven't done so yet. And for cold showers, if you have a reaction, whoa, I would never do that. It's just a matter of conditioning. Once you go through this, you actually look forward to the effect it has on you. And it's something, if you don't try cold showers, try the breathing first. And once you try the breathing, you will feel probably you have a lot of inner strength to get into the shower as well. So this is one of my first vlogs on the techniques that actually work for me, and this actually made a huge difference in my life, and I believe in yours as well. In yours it will as well. Live to surprise yourself.